morning, everybody. Glad to have you here today. If you will, like, share, comment, and then you can join me in 3 John, chapter 1, verse number 3. I don't remember who said. I heard somebody one time say one-eyed, two-eyed, three-eyed John. This is three-eyed John. 3 John, chapter 1, beginning in verse number 3. Said earlier, I don't know how far back in looking at these 3 letters. One of the things I really appreciate about John's writing is the simplicity that he employs in his writing. It's very easy to understand, while we can dig deeper and really dwell and dig into some very deep theology. We can read it at surface value, even just skimming across it, and get a great bit of information and instruction from John's words. Here, as he writes to Gaius, he says, "For I rejoiced greatly when the brothers came and testified to your truth, as indeed you are walking in the truth. I have no greater joy than to hear that my children are walking in the truth." And again, let me jump to the end, and again, John uses this phrase, "my children." He at other times uses the phrase "little children," not meant to be an insult or a put down, but it is an expression of love, that he loves these folks like his sons and daughters, that he looks at them in that way, that he cares for them in that way. And so it's meant to be again, a term of endearment. And he is just as if we heard good news, just like if you got a note home from school saying that your son or daughter was very well behaved today, that your son or daughter did very well on their math test today, or your son or daughter was very helpful with some other child or something like that, how that would fill you with pride and joy to know that your son or your daughter was behaving in that kind of way. That's exactly what John says about Gaius here. He says, "I look at you as my son. I look at you as my child, and I love you in that way. And I rejoiced when others came and told me how well you are doing, how you are following after God, how your testimony is ringing out, and others are seeing your walk with the Lord." And one of the ways that we see here, he says, you're walking in truth. How do we know? How do we look in the mirror and see if we are how we are measuring up, how we are progressing as a believer? Are we walking in the truth? Are we living up to the measurement, the standards that are laid out in God's Word? That we are being obedient to what God says. Again, just as we would look at, say, our own child, and one of the ways we would determine, what kind of child we have is, we've given them a set of rules. We've told them, be home by 11 o'clock, or don't go out of the yard, or whatever our rules are, and we see our child being obedient to the rules that we have laid out for them. We would look at that as a parent and be very satisfied. We would be very pleased. We would be like John. We would rejoice greatly if our children would follow the rules that we have laid down for them. We would we would be ecstatic, to find out, again, that our child had followed our rules. And John is absolutely overjoyed to find out that Gaius is following the commandments of God. If we want to measure where we are as believers, how well we're doing as a Christian, we have a simple standard. Are we following the commandments of God? It's really that straightforward. And John says there in verse 4, there is nothing that makes me happier than to know that my children, those who I love, are doing that, are walking in truth. Nothing satisfies and pleases our Father more than to see His children walking in truth. There will be, most likely, opportunities for you today to make a decision, to make a choice, whether or not you follow the commandments of God. Someone will put you in a position, a situation, or just life in general will put you in a situation where you have a decision to make. And that decision will be that I'm either going to be obedient to God or I'm going to be disobedient. Just to make an example up, you may go to the store today and the cashier give you back too much change. You have a decision to make. You know that the right thing to do, the thing that honors God, that pleases God, is to say, hey, wait a minute, you gave me too much change, and to return that money. Although there will be, kind of like the old cartoons, you have the devil sitting on this shoulder and an angel on this shoulder, and the angel will be saying, give them the money back, and the devil will be sitting on this shoulder saying, nobody will ever know, go ahead, you need the money anyway. You have a decision to make. You can walk in truth, or you can ignore the truth. And nothing, John says, pleases him more than to hear that his children are walking in truth. Nothing pleases our Father any more than to do the right thing, to do the thing that His Word directs us to do. You think about that today. Remember it when you're put in that situation. Have a good one. We'll see you here tomorrow morning.